Tupac was one of the first rap artists I ever heard. I was introduced to his music extremely early on. Right around the time I was born, my dad went to visit my mom's extended family for the first time. And in doing so, he was exposed to artists like Public Enemy, Tupac, and Biggie Smalls. Up to that point, his primary genre of choice was rock music. But upon hearing hip-hop, he was instantly hooked. When he returned home, he bought himself a few hip-hop tapes and played them constantly, to the point where they literally wore out due to repeated play and wouldn't work anymore. So during this time period, rap music was the main genre of music that I was being exposed to. And I liked it just fine, but I didn't really get into rap music until later on. But anyway, Tupac is a hip-hop icon who needs no introduction. He became a central figure in West Coast hip-hop back in 1991, with the release of his debut album entitled Tupacalypse Now, and he went on to become one of the best-selling music artists of all time. He often used his platform to address important social and political issues like racial inequality, police brutality, poverty, and systemic injustice. His interviews demonstrated a keen awareness of the challenges faced by marginalized communities, and he was an articulate and talented communicator both in and out of the vocal booth. Even long after his death in September of '96, Tupac's influence continues to be felt in music, art, and culture. He's celebrated for his authentic storytelling, activism, and his ability to connect with a diverse audience. Today I'll be making a Tupac song from scratch, but I don't have much experience with old school West Coast hip hop beats. I do, however, have some experience with boom bap and plug and B type beats. And in my opinion, old school West Coast melodies share a lot in common with plug and B melodies, and old school West Coast hip hop drums are just boom bap drums. So I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? For the beat, the first thing I did was grab this Rhodes preset, and I laid down some smooth jazz influenced chords. Then I used a piano for a top line melody. And I added a pluck. At the start of each loop, I layered 2 purity presets, and I'll be using them as an ARP. And it wouldn't really be an old school West Coast type vibe without a synth lead. The last part of our melody is going to be the bass, and it's gotta be a groove-heavy synth bass to set the right tone. And lastly, we have our drum loop. Here's what it sounds like all together. Actually, I might want to move these plucks over so they don't overlap with the lead. Perfect. Now it's time to write some lyrics. Tupac's lyrics featured raw emotion and personal vulnerability, He'd often delve deep into his personal experiences and struggles, openly discussing his impoverished upbringing, violence he encountered, and emotional conflicts. Pac was also well known for his sharp and thought-provoking critique of societal injustices. And he had a gift for storytelling, often using detailed and vivid imagery in his lyrics to paint pictures of the experiences and environments he navigated. Another recurring theme in Tupac's lyrics was the exploration of dualities and contradictions within himself and society. He often grappled with his own flaws and the conflicting forces at play in his own life and the world around him. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's see what we've come up with.
Yo, hey, 2023, yeah. I get the picture and it's crystal clear. From the cradle to the prison, this shit isn't fair. Middle fingers in the air, shed a bit of tear. Politicians never care about conditions here. We be living in the gutters, ain't nobody love us. Either raised by the hustlers or a single mothers. I be flushing up my pain through these sad stories. At times it feels like God turned his back on me. Finna pour another 40 out of Hennessy. On my op block with the Glock trigger squeeze. Police finna treat us like a sick disease. Trying to eradicate our future in a history. When will it cease?